Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode of A Nation United, and today our Russian squad finds themselves back in the postseason after a very disappointing end of the regular season, and it sees us have to take on the 55-win Pittsburgh Penguins. Am I expecting us to make it out of the first round? Absolutely not. They won the conference. They won the President's Trophy. And again, when we looked at how the offenses stack up, the defense and all that stacks up, it doesn't paint a very pretty picture for us. Our backs are against the wall, despite the acquisition of Ivan Provorov and Mikhail Sergachev throughout the course of this season. The funny thing is, as it stands, we win the battle when it comes to head-on comparisons. 4 points better in offense, 4 points better in defense, and the 1 point advantage in goaltending. But what that will mean as this series gets underway, I mean, time will tell. Now, there has been a change to the lineup. This is what the squad's going to look like heading into this playoff series. It's Kravtsov, Malkin, Tarasenko, Kaprizov, Barbashev, Ovechkin, Gurionov, Trenin, Radulov, fourth line, Sokolov, Kamenev, and Zykov. Defensively, though, is where we see the change. Now it is Provorov, Sergachev, Alexiev, Romanov. Zadorov is going to be with Shakir Mukhamadullin. That third pairing was a little bit questionable. We're going to give Mukhamadullin an opportunity. Unfortunately, of course, his development, it could have gone better and could still go better. We're giving him a chance in a major role to try and get, this defense really shored up. You might be able to hear the dog in the background in her collar because, of course, dogs have to destroy beds and blankets before they can lay down. So, obviously, with this team, there is still room to change things up. Sergachev could be dropped down to the second pairing if that top pair isn't quite working. Dog, you are killing me right now. Thank you for finally laying down. Goalie-wise, of course, it's Askarov and Shesterkin, who started off the season strong. Save percentage has begun to dip as we went along, though. Dmitry Kulikov and Ilya Mikheyev, the healthy scratches. We talked about it all season long, the amount of talent that we have on this team right here, down in the AHL, the options that we have in terms of calling people up, repositioning people. You'd like to think that would potentially lead, having that amount of depth would potentially lead to success. No guarantees of that this season. All that said, let's take a look at what we're up against. The Pittsburgh Penguins. They look like this. Top line of Jake Guentzel. Of course, the stats won't matter at this point. It's from last season. Guentzel, Galchenyuk, who ended up being at an 89, but that's a little bit off. That's due to morale, due to the second line role. And Evan Rodriguez. Second line, 36-year-old Sidney Crosby next to Dom Cahoon and Brian Rust. Third line of Sam Poulin, Nick Bjugstad, and Kasper Bjorkvist. Fourth line of Philip Hollander, Radek Faksa, and Miles Wood. It's a well-rounded team. The top six, the weak link is Rodriguez. I'm kind of surprised they don't have Poulin up there, but, it's obviously good enough to be competitive. Defensively is where the advantage could come into play. You have Crystal Tang and Justin Schultz still there, Devon Taves and Kalen Addison, third pairing of Matt Grzelcyk and Jake McCabe. They do have an injury, though. It's Brian Dumoulin. We'll see how long he is out for. Sean Corrali, Rocco Grimaldi also scratched. Goaltending, Mackenzie Blackwood and David Riddick. Blackwood, 910 save percentage, listed as an elite goaltender, so his overall might actually be even higher. So I can see why we have the advantage on paper, but that absolutely is the type of team that you run into the playoffs and lose against all the time. No surprise to see them with 55 wins, as Dumoulin is only out for the next 5 days, so he'll miss 2 games at most. He will, at the very least, miss this first game. We are not the favorites in terms of regular season success. In terms of these two teams compared side by side, perhaps we are, but time will ultimately tell. what's going to happen with this team. We get this series underway. First period of Game 1 and an advantage early on for the Pens. Philip Hollander with the goal. We were outshot 14-6. Despite our offense being as good as it is, we were outshot 14-6. Second period. Well, we have 14 shots now. Unfortunately for us, they have 26, and they're still up 1-0 on the board. Where has our offense gone? I wonder. Power play opportunity. It goes to waste, and Pittsburgh scores on a power play of their own. Brian Rust with the goal. Chris Letang scores again on the power play. We waste another one of our own, and this has been the worst case scenario. Radek Faksa makes it 4-0. Pittsburgh wins Game 1. 37 shots to 24. 24 save shutouts for Mackenzie Blackwood. That's wonderful. That is just fantastic. All right. Well, we're not going to make any changes to the lineup just yet. We won't overreact. But that was about as bad as a game. I can't say anything. I can't speak English. That was how bad as that game could have gone now. There you go. It's Game 2. Let's see if we can battle back. If not, we might have to debate lineup changes. It can't get all that much worse than what we saw in Game 1. So it's all uphill from here, you'd like to think. First period. We scored a goal. Unfortunately, we gave up 2. Dom Cahoon scores. Kaprizov got it back on the power play. Bjorkqvist scores 15 shots to 6. We are just hemorrhaging shots. We trailed 2-1 because of it. Kaprizov scored from a horrible angle. Second period. Scoreless. 24 shots to 17 for the Pens. We trail 2-1. I'm not quite sure how we're getting so consistently outplayed thus far in the series in terms of the shot count. But we could easily turn this around if some big name wants to maybe show up and do something here. Under 5 minutes left. Please. Somebody. Anybody. Please. Okay. 34 shots and 23. A 2-1 victory for the Penguins on this one. We have 1 goal through 2 games. Oskarov did everything we could Oskarov of him. But yeah. We're down 2-1 or 2-0 in the series after a 2-1 loss. And we're hitting the panic switch a little bit. We have 1 goal through 2 games with an offense of this caliber. Yeah, I think changes are necessary. I don't know what those changes are. That fourth line has been abysmal. Trennan's been abysmal. So the easy change to start off with is Zykov has probably played his last game for this team. Ilya Mikheyev is in. We're going to have to change up a lot of things. Kamenev hasn't been great. Sokolov hasn't been great. Obviously, Trennan hasn't been great. So, I mean, I don't know. Do we put Trennan on that fourth line? Maybe we do. Radulov, no points and a -1. The second line at least hasn't gotten crushed defensively. Who can take face-offs here? Kamenev pretty much has to. Oh, boy. All right. Well, then. That's a fucking -2, huh? That sucks. Because Mikheyev's not a good fit. Sokolov isn't a good fit. Okay. Right. Uryanov, you might be going down. I don't know what to do here. I'll be honest. I don't know what to do. What the hell can you do? What the hell can you say when you've seen a team start off this slowly out of the gates? What can one even do? We do have call-up options, and Chushkin is there. You got Korshkov. Korshkov, in theory, could be a good fit for the bottom six. Michkov, not so much. He's more offensive. Marchenko, definitely more offensive. What's Valeri Nichushkin look like at this point? He could play a bottom six role. Nichushkin and Korshkov might be getting the call-ups here. You know, I think they are. I think they are. I'm not going to sit back idly and watch this team choke. I'm not going to do it. So, Sokolov, Zykov, get the hell off of this team. And what happens from there, I don't know. You know, I'm thinking Ilya Mikheyev. I'm just going to try to send him down too. We're going to call up Nichushkin. We're going to call up Korshkov. I don't really care about the morale of those players because trade values aren't exactly that important to me right now. Because we pretty much have everybody that we would want. So we'll go best lines. That fourth line. Let's drop Nichushkin. Might need to change up some player types, but that is okay. That third line, you know what, that works because Trennan's been brutal. And I don't think anybody else can play center. They can't, so that's the new third line. And what's the easy change to make here? What is the easy change to make? Kaprizov can't play center. It's got to be Malkin or Barbashev. There we go. Quick and easy. Defensively, Provorov, Sergachev's been brutal. The third pairing hadn't exactly been spectacular either. Mukhamadullin, how bad have you been? Not that bad in comparison. We are going to drop Sergachev. He will play with Romanov. Alexiev will play with Provorov. That is the new strat. Will it work? I don't know. We're going to find out, though, because something had to change. Especially after we witnessed this team crash and burn in the playoffs before. Something needed to be done. Let's see if that gives us the spark that we need, or if Pittsburgh is going to put us in a 3-0 hole. First period, and we have the lead. Vitaly Kravtsov gets the goal. I think that's the first goal from anybody in the top six thus far in the series, so that's good. I mean, there was only one goal, of course, so it shouldn't be that difficult to remember who scored it, but it is. 12 shots to 9, though, still. Second period, we made it 2. Kaprizov gets another one, this one on the power play. Evan Rodriguez, though, gets a power play goal back. So 23 shots to 19. We are up by 1. Third period. Can we hold on? Again, if we were to fail here on home ice, we would be in a ton of trouble. This has to be a win. It so desperately needs to be. Power play 5-on-3 late. Provorov buries it. This game should be done. Off the back of a few power play goals. Vitaly Kravtsov steps up in a big-time way. Provorov seals it late in the third. 2-point night for Kaprizov and Yaroslav Askarov after a rough first game has been really damn good over the past 2, giving us a chance to win. Hat trick of assists for Tarasenko. And we might just have a series on our hand. Look at how few players actually had points. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Another big-time effort from Askarov, though, as we said. Pittsburgh lead 2-1 in this series. But Kravtsov, Kaprizov, and Provorov step up for us. Game 4, though. This is a big moment. Pittsburgh wins. They have 3 opportunities to end the series. We win, and it might as well be a best of 3. We're keeping the team the same after a result like that. Here we go. Game 4. Let's do this, as the AHL club is already out of the playoffs. That's unfortunate. First period, 1 goal apiece. Sidney Crosby and Alex Alexiev. 14 shots to 11. At least that shot differential is getting closer. But we are tied at 1. Second period, we are tied at 2. Dom Cahoon scores. Vladimir Tarasenko ties it up with 36 seconds left. 25 shots to 20. This is the first time I can actively recall us having the advantage in shots. We go to the third. This is anybody's game at this point. Will the Penguins take a commanding lead, or are we going to tie this up? The next goal could be the decider. Radek Faksa scores. Nikita Zadorov gets it right back. We are tied at 3. No team able to get that separation that they need thus far. 3.5 to go. The next goal is going to win this game, and it's going to happen in overtime. Okay. We don't jump in unless it's an elimination game. So here we go. Make your picks for who you think's going to win it. I don't do that anymore because I just feel like I jinx it. OT, Game 4. Who is going to win it? Will there be a quick winner? Will there be double overtime? You never quite know. Oh, yes. 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 Kirill Kaprizov, 5 minutes and 4 seconds in the overtime, wins this game for us. We live to see another day. Not that it was an elimination game, but it feels like a brand new day because it feels like a brand new series. It is essentially a best of 3 from this point on. The home teams have yet, or just in general, the home team has yet to lose a game in this series. 4-3 final. As Kirill Kaprizov continues to wake up. Pair of former Blues doing one hell of a job for us. We are tied at 2 apiece. Many more players getting involved offensively. Brutal game for that third line, which is a little bit concerning. Askarov, though, not great. Shestyorkin ended up playing and shut them down through the overtime. Is Askarov hurt or was he pulled? Yaroslav Askarov is out with a back injury for the remainder of this series. Oh boy. A 9-18 through the 4 appearances. Our hopes and dreams now lie upon the broad shoulders of Igor Shestyorkin. Damn. Damn. Damn, damn. Vladislav Kamenev has done nothing. Valeri Nichushkin has done nothing. Radulov, Guryanov. My God, the bottom 6 has been non-existent. Non-existent. You know? I just... Obviously, I'm super tempted to make changes when it's been that bad. But obviously, we've won the last 2 games. Is that due to lineup changes? Or is that due to just the whole home team trend? But Guryanov's been brutal. Kamenev has been brutal. Trennan's been brutal. Trennan, Kamenev, Guryanov could work. I don't like that it's a -1, though. It wouldn't be if we just changed Kamenev over. Can any of you play center? Not particularly well. Right. I can't believe Denis Guryanov's been that bad. Cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. Let's make that change. And we should be okay. Alex Ovechkin, as it stands, has done nothing in this series either. Just pretty brutal. I don't understand why 2 two-ways and a grinder would be a negative, because none of them are a particularly horrible fit on that line. We know that other version of that third line wasn't working either. You know? This works for me. We'll have a pair of former stars on that third line, just throwing whatever the hell we can at the wall to try and get something to stick in terms of bottom 6 production. Igor Shestyorkin is in. Game 5. Will the trend continue? Or will we have a chance to win it on home ice in Game 6? It was looking dire through the first 2 games. We battled back valiantly. What does Game 5 have in store for us? First period, advantage Pittsburgh. Jake Gensel with the opening goal. They more than doubled us up in shots. Second period, Shesterkin's getting lit up. Gensel, and Rust. Ovi does score. But we're down by 3 heading into the third period, and obviously if the home team trend continues, we are going to get bounced. Malkin scores on the power play to make it a 2-goal game. But we are getting doubled up in shots, and we have 21 shots in this game, so that kind of tells you all you need to know. As Pittsburgh is just pouring it on here, we finally get a shot for the first time in like 7 minutes. And it's going to be too late. Pittsburgh wins it 4-2 on home ice in Game 5. Hat trick for Jake Gensel. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Gensel and Cahoon, 3 points each. Gensel scored 3 goals on 6 shots. Oh, boy. Hey, what do you do after a game like that? Shesterkin finishes with a 9-17. I mean, it certainly could have been worse if he wasn't as decent as he was. We face elimination in Game 6. I got to take a look at certain players again. I mean, I'm still of the opinion, like, if you're not getting it done, get the hell off the team. Nichushkin needs to sit because there are just far too many penalty minutes. Trenin and Gurionov have done nothing. Kamenev's done nothing. Radulov has done nothing. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. We're making changes. We are making changes. I could not care less. So Korshkov can stay. Kamenev, Nichushkin, even Radulov, you're gone. You're gone. We're going to call up Marchenko, Mikheyev, and we're going to go with Kavanov. We're going to bring up some youth and see what we can do. Trenin's been brutal. Gurionov's been brutal. And we will go ahead and call up probably Medvedov. And it's either Guskov. You know what? Let's go with Michkov. Screw it. Medvedov and Michkov. Let's give some of these guys a chance. Congratulations. You get to make your NHL debut in an elimination playoff game against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Because I am desperate for somebody, anybody, to actually do something positive. So, Marchenko, definitely more offensive. The majority of these players will be. Korshkov and Mikheyev are probably going to be on the 4th line. It's just between Michkov. He's not all that aggressive. It might have to be Kavanov. And then 3rd line, no one's really all that offensive. I think what we're going to do is roll 3 offensive lines, have these guys be 2-ways, and take it from there. Ovi has 1 point. Malkin has 2 points. I can't say I'm too happy with that. Can't say I'm too happy with that. I gotta be honest, I think we're gonna make some drastic changes. I think we're making some drastic changes. All of them are snipers, but it is gonna be Michkov, Malkin, Ovechkin. I think we probably want to keep that top unit together because they've been pretty strong so far. Although you could argue Kaprizov. You could argue Kaprizov over Kravtsov. You could. And then Medvedov can play center as we grasp for whatever straws we can find. That is what we're doing. I will be back in 1 second. I'm just going to change over some player types. So I know this is a massive risk, obviously. I know a lot of people are like, well, this is dumb because if you did this in real life, the players would never play again. The locker room would revolt. You know what? You know what's dumb? Is a team that we're significantly better than outperforming us to this extent. That's dumb. Well, it's real life, though. Is it, though? Is it? Is it? Our team is set. The defense stays the same. But yeah, we're going to see Medvedev, Marchenko, Michkov, Kavanagh. What can these guys do? There was no point whatsoever in holding certain players in the lineup if they're going to just get destroyed and not put up points. So we're going to give the kids a chance. The home team has yet to lose in this series. If that trend continues, we will see ourselves in Game 7 in Pittsburgh. Otherwise, we fall short in what could prove to be Malkin and Ovechkin's last game in the league. Time will tell. How fitting would it be for both of them to play against Pittsburgh in their final game? Let's hope that's not the case. At least not here, at least not right now. First period, big advantage for the Pens. Gensel and Crosby, 2 goals in 2 minutes. We outshot them at least. Second period, 3-0 Pittsburgh. Brian Rust. 4-0 Pittsburgh, Devon Toews. Ovechkin gets one back on the power play. Malkin gets one back. Faxa makes it 5-2. So, yeah, flat out, thoroughly outplayed by Pittsburgh. Power play goal from Malkin. There's 10 minutes left. We're still down by 2. Shesterkin couldn't get the job done. The defense couldn't get the job done. I mean, you look at us just constantly being outshot. Bottom line is, this team choked. Well, how can you say this team choked when you changed the team so much? I changed the team because the team was choking. Malkin and Ovi put up one hell of a fight, but it's too little too late. And we are out in the first round. And it really sucks. I mean, you look at who was sent down. Gurianov sucked. Absolutely sucked. He didn't have a great regular season. No points and a -4 in 5 games. He has played 10 playoff games with us and has 1 point and is a -8. Dennis Gurianov's off this team. No doubt. No doubt about it. There is no reason to keep him here. None. Yakov Trenin has shown glimpses of success. And thus far in the playoffs, last year was great. This year, not so much. This year he sucked. So, I mean, he won't be going anywhere, but damn. Alex Radulov, 48-point regular season, but in the playoffs had 1 point in 5 games. Compared to what he did for Dallas 2 years ago, yeah, I'm not too happy. He's probably off this team. It could have been his last game as well. Dmitry Sokolov, regular season at times, has been pretty damn good in the bottom 6. Defensively, it's been a major concern. But, yeah, can't say I'm too impressed. 7 playoff games, no points at the NHL level. He's probably gone. Probably. And then Valeri Nichushkin didn't do much either. Kamenev didn't do much. Zykov didn't do much. And, of course, we sided with Mukhamadullin over Kulikov. How much that mattered, I don't know. Provorov, to be honest, wasn't that good. The penalties were a problem. The plus-minus is a problem. 3 points in 6 games. Alexeyev didn't do much. Sergachev was brutal. Romanov was brutal. Zadorov wasn't great. Mukhamadullin wasn't great. The defense sucked. The team sucked. Period. And the injury didn't help. The injury and goal did not help. I don't know what happens next for this team because we don't know who's staying, who's going, who's retiring, who's not. But, you make those changes to bring in help on the defensive side of things, and it just flat out doesn't work out for us. What are you going to do? Decent chance I try to be cheap and re-sign everybody and then potentially flip people for extra added value. But, yeah. It's going to be a different team next year. It's likely to be a younger team next year. And hopefully that new era can find success, because bringing in some of the established veterans like Malkin and Ovechkin has led to absolutely nothing. I thank you for watching the video. Can't wait to look forward to this comment section. Drop a like, of course, if you haven't already subscribed. Check out everything in the description. And shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. I love you guys. I will see you all in the next one. Oh boy.